Imagine a moment, a single fleeting minute, 60 ticks of a clock. In this minute something fundamental vanishes. Gravity. It simply stops. What would happen? Could our planet, our lives, our very existence survive such a profound interruption? Consider the ground beneath your feet. Solid, dependable, always there. Now, picture it losing its grip on you, on everything. Not slowly, but instantly. One moment you are standing, walking, living. The next, you are untethered. What is this force? Gravity. It is one of the four fundamental forces of nature. It is the weakest, yet it has the longest reach. It governs the grandest scales. Gravity is the attraction between any two objects that have mass. The more mass, the stronger the pull. The closer the objects, the stronger the pull. It is elegantly simple. Yet, its effects are profoundly complex. It shapes stars. It sculpts galaxies. It dictates the paths of planets. It is the universe's silent, persistent architect. Without gravity, there would be no stars. Clouds of gas and dust would never collapse. They would never ignite in nuclear fusion. There would be no planets. Dust and rock would never accrete. They would never form the worlds we see, or the one we inhabit. Our own Earth was born from gravity's patient gathering. It pulled together the primordial material. It shaped our spherical home. It holds our atmosphere close. It keeps our oceans from drifting into space. It is the reason we have a down. Think about your own body. Gravity pulls every atom within you towards the Earth. This is what gives you weight. The clock starts. Gravity vanishes. Instantly. The first sensation is not floating. It is a sudden violent lurch. The Earth is rotating. At the equator it spins at over 1,600 kilometers per hour. You, and everything not bolted down, are moving with it. Without gravity, there is no force holding you to the surface. Your inertia, your tendency to keep moving in a straight line takes over. You are flung outwards, tangentially, away from the Earth's surface. This is not a gentle lift. It is an ejection. In those first few seconds, chaos erupts. People, animals, cars, loose objects, all become projectiles. The initial 10 seconds were a violent launch. Now, for the next 50 seconds, everything continues its outward journey. Objects are moving at different speeds. Depending on their initial height and the local rotation speed of Earth, collisions become inevitable. Cars drifting upwards might crash into other cars, or into the undersides of bridges that are also now unweighted. Debris from shattering buildings joins the airborne chaos, a deadly ballet of untethered matter. Imagine the scene, a maelstrom of everyday life, now airborne. People would be tumbling, disoriented, gasping for air as the atmosphere thins around them. The sky above would look increasingly strange. As the denser parts of the atmosphere expand outwards, the blue hue would fade. Stars might become visible even in daytime, but looking down would be the true horror. The Earth, once a steadfast presence, is now a rapidly shrinking sphere below, its familiar features distorted by the rising oceans and the peeling away of its surface layers. This is a perspective no human was meant to see. The oceans would be a terrifying sight. Without gravity to hold them in their basins, they would rise. Section 5, Atmospheric Anarchy. Earth's breath escapes. Our atmosphere. That precious, thin blanket of air. It is held captive by Earth's gravity. Without that constant pull, it has no reason to stay. In the first few moments of gravity's absence, the air molecules already in constant motion would begin to expand outwards, unchecked. The effect would be like puncturing a high-pressure container. The atmosphere would rush into the vacuum of space, not all at once but rapidly enough to be catastrophic. This is Earth losing its breath. The lower, denser layers of the atmosphere would expand first, pushing the upper, thinner layers ahead of them. Air pressure at what was ground level would drop to near zero within seconds. For any living thing still somehow conscious, this would be fatal. Eardrums would rupture, lungs would overexpand, the moisture in your mouth and eyes would boil away in the near vacuum. It is a gruesome end. Section 6. Cosmic ballet disrupted celestial bodies astray. The effects are not limited to Earth. Gravity orchestrates the entire solar system. The Moon, our constant companion. It orbits Earth because of Earth's gravitational pull. If Earth's gravity vanished for a minute, the Moon would not immediately fly away. It is too far, and its orbital momentum is too great. However, its trajectory would change. For that minute it would travel in a straight line, tangential to its previous orbit. This is Newton's first law of motion in action. When Earth's gravity returned, the moon would be in a slightly different position and moving in a slightly different direction. This would alter its orbit, perhaps subtly, perhaps significantly, depending on where it was in its path during that minute. The new orbit could be more elliptical, or it could be shifted. Over long periods, even small changes can have big consequences. Tidal forces would change. The stability of its orbit could be compromised. Our celestial neighbor set adrift. Section 7. The crushing return, Cataclysm Unleashed. 60 seconds have passed, the unthinkable minute is over. Gravity switches back on instantly as suddenly as it left. What happens now is almost unimaginable. Everything that was flung outwards, everything that was drifting, everything that was expanding, is now subject to Earth's full gravitational pull once more. There is no gentle descent, there is only a fall, a catastrophic planet-wide plummet. This is the true apocalypse. The return is worse than the departure. Consider the atmosphere. It had expanded significantly. Now it collapses back towards the planet. This would create unimaginable winds, supersonic shockwaves. The friction of this rapidly compressing air would generate immense heat, like a colossal atmospheric bomb detonating everywhere at once. The sky would ignite, firestorms would sweep across the globe, anything flammable would incinerate. The air itself would become a crushing, burning force. Section 8. Why the universe holds on. The unlikelihood of a gravity pause. This scenario, this minute of gravitational absence, it is terrifying. It is dramatic. But is it possible? Based on everything we understand about the universe, the answer is a resounding no. Gravity is not a switch that can be flipped. It is not an electrical appliance that can be unplugged. It is a fundamental property of mass and energy. It is woven into the very fabric of space-time. As Einstein taught us, mass tells space-time how to curve. Space-time tells mass how to move. To turn off gravity would mean fundamentally altering these laws. It would require rewriting the rulebook of the cosmos. There is no known mechanism, no theoretical particle or field that could achieve this. The forces of nature, strong nuclear, weak nuclear, electromagnetic, and gravitational, are distinct. They operate under well-defined principles. We can manipulate electromagnetic fields. Section 9. Pondering the invisible chains, an invitation to wonder. We have journeyed through a minute of unimaginable chaos. We have seen our world unmade, and then brutally remade. This thought experiment, while rooted in impossibility, serves a purpose. It forces us to confront the everyday miracles we take for granted. The silent, unwavering force of gravity is one such miracle. It binds us to our world. It shapes our cosmos. It allows for life itself. Its absence would be the ultimate undoing. A stark reminder of its power. Think about it. Every moment of your life, gravity is there, holding you, holding the air you breathe, holding the oceans in their place. It is the invisible hand that sculpts the familiar landscapes of our planet and the breathtaking vistas of the night sky. We are so accustomed to its presence that we rarely give it a second thought.